What if the reason you haven't succeeded yet is not because you lack talent, not because you didn't work hard enough, but because every time something new caught your eye, you dropped everything and ran after it? This is the story of a man who had more dreams than most people ever dare to have. But dreams alone never built anything. Stay with me, because this story might be about you too. His name was Daniel, and from the time he was 20 years old, Daniel believed he was meant for something great. He wasn't wrong to believe that. The problem was, he believed it about everything. In his first year out of school, Daniel decided he was going to be a photographer. He spent his savings on a camera, a good one. He watched tutorials for 2 weeks straight. He told everyone who would listen, "Photography is my calling. This is it." And for about 6 weeks, he was fully in it. Then one evening, a friend showed him how much money people were making from dropshipping. Daniel's eyes lit up. He put the camera down, just like that. He spent the next month learning about online stores, product sourcing, and Facebook ads. He built a store, half finished, but he built it. Then he heard about cryptocurrency trading, then affiliate marketing, then starting a clothing brand, then real estate. One idea would come in like a wave, big, loud, exciting, and it would wash away everything he had been building before it. His friends used to joke about it. "What's Daniel into this week?" they would ask. He would laugh too, but somewhere inside, it didn't feel funny. By the time Daniel was 26, he had started and abandoned more projects than he could count on both hands. He had folders on his laptop full of business plans he never launched, notes in his phone full of ideas he never acted on past week 2. And yet, every time a new thing came along, he felt that same rush of excitement, that same voice in his head saying, "This is the one, this time is different," but it never was. Here is what nobody talks about when it comes to chasing every dream. Every time you drop one thing and pick up another, you start back at zero. You don't carry the skill, you don't carry the momentum, you start over again. Daniel never gave anything long enough to grow. He was always planting seeds and digging them up before the roots had a chance to form. And the worst part? He was genuinely talented. People around him could see it. His photographer friend once told him, "Daniel, if you had kept shooting for even one more year, you'd be getting paid good money by now." That hit him, but not enough, not yet. He turned 28, then 29, and one night, sitting alone in his room, he opened his laptop. He wanted to add up everything he had spent over the years: money on courses, money on tools, money on software subscriptions for things he barely used. The number he saw made him close the laptop without even finishing. He sat in the dark for a long time, and for the first time in his life, Daniel asked himself a question he had been running from for years. What do I actually have to show for all of this? The next morning, he visited his uncle. His uncle was a quiet man, a carpenter, had been one for over 30 years. He wasn't rich, he didn't drive a fancy car, but he owned his workshop. He had a reputation in the city, and people called him, specifically him, when they needed something done right. Daniel sat across from him and said, "Uncle, I feel like I've wasted years. I've tried so many things, and I have nothing." His uncle looked at him for a moment. Then he pointed to a chair in the corner of the workshop. "You see that chair?" he said. Daniel nodded. "I made that when I was 23 years old, my 3rd year learning this craft. It was ugly, the joints were rough, but I didn't throw it away, I kept it." He paused. "Every year I look at that chair, I see how far I've come, because I stayed, because I kept working on the same thing, even when it was hard, even when it was boring, even when I thought about doing something else." Daniel was quiet. His uncle leaned forward and said something that Daniel would never forget. "The world will always give you a new shiny thing to chase. That is not going to stop. But mastery, real mastery, only comes to the people who decide to stay." Daniel drove home slowly that evening, and something shifted in him. Not dramatically, not overnight, but something shifted. Daniel picked one thing, just one. He went back to the photography he had abandoned years ago, not because it was the most profitable, not because it was the trendiest, but because deep down it was the one thing that had never fully left him. Even in all his chasing, he still noticed light differently. He still saw angles other people missed. He started again, with no audience, no income, just practice. He gave it a year, then another. By his 32nd birthday, Daniel was being hired for commercial shoots. Brands were reaching out to him. His name was spreading, not because he shouted it, but because his work spoke. He still saw shiny things sometimes, new business ideas, new trends, new opportunities. But now, when that feeling came, he would take a breath and ask himself one simple question. Is this better than becoming the best at what I already do? Most times the answer was no, and so here is what I want to leave you with today. Talent is common, ideas are everywhere, but the people who actually build something, the people whose names you remember, they are not the ones who chased the most things. They are the ones who stayed. They stayed when it got boring. They stayed when progress felt slow. They stayed when something new and exciting was calling their name. You don't need more ideas. You don't need a better opportunity. You need to pick your one thing and stay long enough for it to become something real. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. A jack of all trades is remembered by no one, but a master of one, the world makes room for that person. Don't chase every dream. Choose the one that deserves your whole self. And then stay.